Hello and welcome to A Tale of 10 Cities. This is the program that brings you the interesting people, places, events, and organizations here in our CTV-15 community. I'm your host, Jackie Krebsbach.
And I'm Clarence Ranello. Each of our 10 cities has fascinating tales to tell. Once again, we found interesting people in our area that we'd like you to meet today.
On today's show, we'll find out about an archery range in Arden Hills.
Then we'll visit a store that will take you back in time.
Next, we'll learn about a new foundation in Shoreview.
And finally, we'll meet a businessman who's still a student at Roseville Area High School. Mr.Zero is a unique store in Roseville that is also known by its clients as pop culture heaven. What do they sell, buy, and trade there? Let's find out from Rick Schwenden. Rick, glad to have you on our show today.
Thanks for having me, Clarence.
While I'm talking with you, we're going to be seeing pictures of the inside of your store. But tell us, where did all these items and equipment come from?
Well, I work with record dealers, toy dealers, antique dealers. We buy and sell from customers off the street. What's called picking. You go to garage sales or estate sales, things like that. Some of it's from our own collections. Any way we can get it. Anyway.
Now, we said that your store's name is Mr.Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that name come from?
Well, we took the name from a television show from the 60s called The Monkees. There was an episode called The Devil and Peter Tork. Peter Tork went to the pawn shop to buy a harp and accidentally sold his soul to the devil. And Mr. Zero was the devil who ran the pawn shop. So since we're dealing in all kinds of things, we wanted a name that was didn't narrow the field of what we carried. We could carry music, movies, video games, antiques, posters, shirts. So
people can bring stuff in there for you to sell it for them
all day long.
Yes,
we consign as well. Yeah.
And where do you get all the items from your store?
Well, as I said, we buy from people off the street. We go to estate sales. We do with antique dealers, record dealers, toy dealers. A local photographer and from TV and radio, any way that we can.
So, what are some of the most popular items that you have?
Right now, hands down, vintage video games. Nintendo, Sega, that's probably the biggest sellers. And compact discs, DVDs, and vinyl record albums.
How old are some of these items then?
Well, like Nintendo came out in the mid-'80s, and that's really popular. And then the Super Nintendo came out in the early '90s, and that, again, is probably the most popular items we have.
Now, I was in your store, and you could see when we were showing the pictures of the store. There's a lot of work in trying to keep that store in shape. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm looking for volunteers, Clarence. You interested in volunteering for that, too?
But I noticed you had some younger people coming in to help you. And
yeah. Yep. I got a lot of people that help out because they just like to hang out in the store and help out. But the age range of our customer is from like 4 years old all the way up to, like Stan came in today. What is he, 76, I think? I don't know. So it's everywhere in between.
So I'm 78. I can come in.
I'll let you in, yeah. I'll make an exception for you.
How do people get to know about your store?
Well, we run ads, of course, in the publications like Clipper and City Pages. We have a website. You can go and blog on the website. And also there's some funny videos on the website. We make our own videos ourselves. We don't have an elaborate setup like this, but we try to do what we can. There's stuff on YouTube, radio stations. We've done commercials with radio stations. And just, again, any way we can. Word of mouth.
Now, you mentioned some of the popular things in the store, but what are some of the, I noticed you had an old Coke machine in there.
Yes. That comes
Coca-Cola. You got to be careful now.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. Yeah, Coca-Cola. That's an antique dealer we deal with from Iowa named Crazy Rob, and he brings his stuff up from Iowa, And we have it in our store for a while, and if it doesn't work, we take it back to Iowa. We're working on our second location in Des Moines right now.
What made you get started in this store?
Because I wanted to do something that I loved, and I collect all that kind of stuff, music, movies, memorabilia, toys. And I just say, you know, everybody kind of, it's kind of become a disposable society. And I said, we should really stop doing that. Let's recycle this stuff. If it's in good shape, let's repurpose it and get it to somebody else who can enjoy it or doesn't know anything about it, who can appreciate it. So I say, you know, let's open a shop where we can do all of this stuff. And we need a name, like I said, that doesn't narrow the field of what we do. And so...
Where's the store located?
On Lexington and Larpenteur, on the border of St. Paul and Roseville. Right next to Mavericks, right next to Old Mexico. You can't miss us. Big purple sign.
And you got a great big machine out in front where you can pick up different things too?
Yeah, we got a gumball machine sitting out front right now. We're going to do a big Halloween display in about a week or so.
Well, Rick, let me say this. Thank you for coming in, but most of all, if people want to see an interesting place, just come over to that store.
Absolutely. Anytime.
So, well, thank you, Rick, for coming in. For more information on Mr. Zero's, watch during the break.
What happens when community leaders take an idea, add some money, and make it their goal to grow it and give it back? We'll find out after the break. We'd like to thank all of the guests on today's show, and especially thanks to the fantastic CTV volunteers and staff who helped out today.
And if you have a comment or question about today's show, just call CTV at 651-792-7515. To watch the show online, go to ctvnorthsuburbs.org and click on local programs.
We hope you enjoyed today's show and learned something new about our 10-city area.
And thanks for watching A Tale of 10 Cities.